Rylan, what's up, my man? How you doing?
Yeah, good, bro. How are you?
I'm great, thank you, man. I'm great, thank you. So, bro, thank you for taking the time to chat today. Could you just give us a quick breakdown on who you are, where you're from, what you do?
Yeah, of course. So I'm Rylan. I'm from the Gold Coast. I'm an online coach, obviously helping skinny guys in their 20s put on muscle and size.
Beautiful, man. How old are you, and how long have you been doing this?
I'm 22. I've been a PT since January 2023, so about 3.5 years now, but I moved full-time online in October. So fully online for about 10 months now.
That's pretty quick, actually, to go fully online. How long were
Yeah.
you doing online when you were still in the gym? Because you started with me, right? Like OG start.
Yeah. I started with you February of last year, and I had pretty much no online clients. I was only doing face to face, and I had no idea what I was doing when it came
Mm.
to online coaching. I was posting a bit of content here and there, no idea on what niche to target. And then from February to October, I think I went from about pretty much zero to 10 to 12K a month, which was
Yeah,
cool.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice, nice. Well, yeah, this is our second interview, and the last time we caught up was about 10 or 11 months ago, and you were doing about 9K a month then. I think you
Yeah.
were still in person at that point. You would have been because it was in June or July. So October went fully online, things started to scale up. What's the business been looking like over the last couple of months?
Yeah, well, I did 20K last month, which was awesome.
Collected, yeah.
That's first 20K month. Yeah. Jesus. Yeah. 20K over the last month, which was awesome. And I did hit a bit of a plateau before that. So March, April, I hit a bit of a plateau and I was probably doing around like 3.5K per month. It was really good up until that point, and I had a bit of a
Per month or
drop.
week?
Sorry, per week. Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry. 3.5 grand per week. So I was doing about 12 to 14K a month, sort of in March and April. And then since then, things have really clicked. And within the last month or two, I've gotten it up to about 20K a month.
Yeah,
So
nice.
pretty much done an extra 5K a month in revenue over the last month or two, which is awesome.
Yeah, man, that's a great boost up. What
Yeah.
do you think has sort of helped you break out of that plateau that you're in? Well, actually, before we even do that, what was going on in that plateau?
Yeah, well, my cost per follow was really high, and it felt no matter what ads I was running, I wasn't getting a good result. I was also getting a lot of young guys come through. So that was when the social media ban hit Australia, and I was getting a lot of like 14 to 18-year-olds come through, even though my ads were targeting 23 to 30.
Mm.
So that was a really big challenge. And I had to really change my messaging and my targeting, the interests I was targeting as well, to try to target a more sophisticated group or people who were a little bit older, which was a huge turning point for me. And that has pretty much helped me where to get to where I am now.
Yeah, nice. So I think from memory, the content was just being a little bit repetitive. The ads weren't clicking. Positioning was also looking a little bit generic. And then we actually sat down together and did like a full in-depth session, kind of
Yeah.
got you clear on that. Then the Sydney Mastermind recently. And I think those have been like the two things that have really like make it click for you, right?
Yeah, especially the mastermind event, 100%. That made a lot of things click, to be honest. I would say with my content, the biggest downfall that I had was I was trying to ride the trend of the FaceTime style videos that seemed to be working for everyone else, but it wasn't working for me and my brand. And
Mhm.
what was working really, really well for me was the training style content in the gym with a bit of B-roll over the top. That worked great for me. And I just went away from that. And I went to this iPhone selfie style stuff, which was bringing in a younger market, I think, less
Nice.
sophisticated.
Yeah, I think that's helped you massively, man. Like the more I sit with like your business in terms of the position it was at during that plateau. And I mean, that's why I wanted to sit down with you that day as well, was just to like get all of the content clear, get you a bit more understanding of like messaging and positioning so you can dial that in. And then, pretty much straight away that kicked off again. Um, you've also just brought on a team member, right?
Yeah, a DM setup. Yeah, within the
Nice.
last week.
So what do you think is the focus now over the next 2 to 3 months for you? Where you're going to take things?
Absolutely. Well, now that the cost per follow is back under $5 where I want it, my content's going well. I've got a good understanding of the types of content to post. So top of funnel, like bottom of funnel, middle of funnel stuff. I'm going to make sure my appointment setter is trained up to where I can trust him handling most of my DMs. And then I'm going to start running some inbound DM ads through your suggestion, and then slowly start increasing the spend from about 150 a day, bring it up sort of 10 to 20% at a time. I'd love to get to 30K a month by sort of August, September, which would be cool.
Yeah, and we'll definitely pull that off, man.
Yeah.
100% we'll pull that off. Just to circle back quickly to that plateau,
Yes.
how are you sort of feeling through that time? Because I remember getting some interesting messages from you.
Yeah. Yeah. I was sort of in panic mode a little bit because I felt like I was so unclear in a way of what I was posting and the types of content I was posting because up until that point, I could get away with pretty much just posting everything and letting my ads do a lot of the heavy lifting for me. And then when the ads stopped hitting, I had to actually sit there and think of who I am, what my brand is, how I'm going to position myself, be a bit more strategic with the type of content I was going to post. So it was so overwhelming because I felt like nothing was really working for me and I didn't have a clear idea on what to actually do and how to position myself. So I was sending you messages like, bro, I've had a big bottleneck with my ads. I feel like cost per follow is going up, getting so many young guys in. I was tweaking, dude.
Yeah, I was about to say, bro, you were definitely tripping for a minute there. I remember like
Yeah.
sending you some pretty like stern, like stop spiraling.
Yeah. You said, bro, if you can't handle the up and downs of business like respectfully, you shouldn't be like, you shouldn't be running a business if you can't handle it. And I'm like, nah, I can handle it. I
Yeah,
can handle
yeah,
it.
yeah. Well, dude, look, you persevered, and now look, business just did
Yeah.
20K.
Yeah.
How many
100%.
clients you got?
I got 50 at the moment, I think.
It's good.
Yeah. I got like, let's have a look. No, I got 46 at the moment.
20K, 46. It's good, man. It's good cash collected, good client base. Think now with that appointment setter locked in, we'll get those inbound ads running once you get back from your trip overseas. I reckon 30K will happen in a matter of weeks, bro. It'll happen very fast. And then next step, we'll be looking at probably getting an assistant coach just to help you with some basic coaching and keeping clients accountable and stuff like that. And that'll take you up to like 100 plus clients easily.
Yeah. I think programming and things like that, I would definitely need help with a coach because that's something that takes a lot of my time up. So I have a really good system now with my coaching where I know what my clients' phases are and
Yep.
the first 4 weeks, the next 4 weeks are going to look like. So I think once I get to about 80 clients, which I will hit, that's when I have to look at hiring another coach to help me with some stuff.
Banger, man. Banger.
Yeah.
Dude, it's going to be exciting over the next 6 months for sure. For 22, you're going to hit some pretty crazy numbers.
Yeah, man, I want to be at, or mate, what do you reckon? 40, 50K a month by 23? My birthday's in February next year.
Yeah, definitely.
50.
Yep. With the trajectory that we're on, it's not just going to be linearly up, but like with the trajectory that we are on, it's definitely doable, man. I did 40K by myself, no team. So like if you have your setter, have a CSM in, which is just a co-coach basically, and maybe a virtual assistant or even a second setter, you'll crack that easily. And then bring in someone to take the sales calls for you,
Scale to the moon.
100K, bro. 100K a month.
Nice. Nice.
Bro, one last question. There's a lot of coaches that kind of get stuck at that level where you're at 10K, 15, 20-ish, and they kind of hit this like invisible ceiling, which for most of them, even like what you knew, it's pretty much just like messaging, positioning, and the offer. Generally, those things are off. What advice would you say to someone who's in a similar spot?
My word of advice would be if you want to be doing better than most people, you have to act like it and you have to become the person who is making 30, 40, 50K a month. Recognize that that person is operating at a higher level. They're able to persevere. They sit down, they slow down, they think they're a bit more strategic. So I think you have to try act like that person who you actually want to be. That would be my word of advice.
Sound advice, bro. And it's the
Yeah.
facts,
Yeah.
actually is. And then I think a big one as well is probably getting someone in your corner too.
Absolutely, 100%. Like if I was just sitting there tweaking on my own, I would have thrown in the towel and I would have just been super frustrated. And who knows if I would even still be running my business now. But in saying that too, I would never have even gotten to this point. I would, if I hadn't had you, I'd still be fucking around in a gym, wondering if I could even move online at
Mm.
some stage. So, no, genuinely, best investment I ever made, 100%.
Well, dude, I really appreciate you taking the time to jump on and just have a quick chat about where you're at and where you want to be. And I'm honestly looking forward to the next couple of months. It's going to be pretty big.
Yeah, man. Of course. Thank you, bro.
Thanks, man.